online at kernradio.com. Now, here is your host, JR.
Top of the day to you. This is the JR Show. I am your host, JR Flores. You're listening to Current Radio. Check us out online at kernradio.com. Got the broken chair, Chris. Look at you got the broken chair. Ben Stenson, where you at? I got a broken chair. Check us out on YouTube. Streaming live. If you're watching on YouTube, you see the broken chair that I'm sitting in. It's fine. We'll take care of it during the break. Just go to YouTube, search up Kern Radio. You can subscribe and like this video. Hit the notification bell. And every day that we're live at 2:05, you will be notified. You can come along for the ride with us. You can also find us on social media. Just search up Kern Radio on Facebook, Instagram, and X. I am also out there, JR Flores, or Why Not JR. I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. We got a great show for you lined up. We will get you the latest out of Utah and the investigation that is going on currently in the manhunt for the suspect in the assassination of Charlie Kirk yesterday. Most of us have already know the details of what went down yesterday. I'll give you the latest from the news conference that they had earlier today, where they released photos of the suspect, and I'll tell you what else they said. Locally, a couple of things going on. There was an earthquake. Did you feel it? Did you feel it? Did you feel it? Also, the power's out right now for a bunch of folks. We'll tell you where and when you can expect that to come back on. I got an email saying Facebook is about to give me a bunch of money. Well, money. I'll tell you how much, and maybe you also qualify for Facebook to give you money. Tell you how much and how you can do that. And of course, you can always chime in at any time. 661-842-5376. 661-842-KERN. You can also jump in the chat on YouTube. You can send me emails, jr@kernradio.com, if you'd like as well. I'm just throwing pieces of the chair around now, Chris. Is that, what chopper is that? Looks like, not sure if that's the president's helicopter or maybe the vice president's helicopter. I know that he was set to land in Utah today to meet with the now widow of Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk, and escort her on a flight back to Arizona with Charlie's casket and body along with them. Again, I'll give you the updates on that. But today is 9/11. September 11th, 24 years ago. We talked about it a little bit yesterday, but or the other day, and just everybody remembers where they were on this day 24 years ago. Everybody. I was in church this morning, except for maybe the little kids. The teacher was saying, you guys weren't even born. Probably don't even know the impact that it truly did have that day and the days and months that followed. Again, I remember being asleep and getting a phone call from the girl I guess you could say I was dating. I'm always in these, I shouldn't even say that. These relationships that it was on the tail end of it. And so, but she called and she was like, hey, you need to turn the TV on. And I said, okay, why? What's going on? She said, you just need to turn the TV on. Somebody just flew a plane into the World Trade Center in New York. And I don't even know if I want to tell you what the first things that came out of my mouth, because I was 21. I was young and I was in a different place politically. When you're young, you tend to be a bit more liberal. And I said, wow. I can't remember if it was about time or it doesn't surprise me, I think was the thing that came out of my mouth. That doesn't surprise me. Because also at that time, I was reading, and I still do, newspapers front to back. Literally, I would read newspapers from page 1 to the very, very back. Looks like is that the president coming off of Marine One there, Chris, right behind you? I don't believe he's going to speak. Is he still in New York? He was in New York this morning for the 9/11
No, I believe
remembrance.
they just landed probably in Utah.
Is he going to Utah as well? Because I thought he was supposed to be at the Yankees game also. We'll find out where the president has landed, just getting off of what appears to be Marine One, the helicopter of the president. Not sure if he was slated. Is he going to come up? Is he going to come up to the reporters? If he does, we will take it live. I don't think that he is. No, he's going from Marine One to Air Force One. Again, I thought he was supposed to be at the Yankees game this evening as part of the 9/11 remembrances going on all throughout the country. But no, at the time I was in a different place, and so it didn't surprise me, I said. And then I turned the TV on, and I think most of us saw the second plane crash into the buildings. We were all kind of tuned in at that point. I was working in security at that time for a bank, and we automatically, like the rest of the nation, went on immediate lockdown. I got called into work, and everything stopped. Literally, the whole world stopped that day. There was no flights in the sky. There was nothing. And we all have those memories of what happened and how it affected us. There was a Bakersfield resident, Betty Ong, I believe was how you say her last name. She was a flight attendant on American Airlines Flight 11. She was one of the first to report the hijacking and provided key details to air traffic control, helping authorities identify hijackers and their intentions. There's also a foundation in her name, and a bench is dedicated to her as part of the 9/11 memorial at Fire Station 15. They held their ceremonies this morning. Hope you guys also got out as Salty's Barbecue and SSD Alarms were out feeding some of the first responders earlier today. I believe they're just wrapping up. But just a day that will never it always stand out in my mind, just watching the images that morning of the TV and the buildings on fire. I think the hardest parts to watch that day were the people hanging out of the windows on top of each other, just looking for a way out, looking for fresh air as the building and those floors that they were on were filling with smoke. Just desperate. There's the infamous, I guess, a famous picture of Falling Man who jumped, one of several who jumped that day. You have to think, what's going through your mind at that point? Do I stay in this building that's completely engulfed in flames behind me? The room is completely filled with smoke. I can't see anything or where to go. There's no escape but out this window. And to have to make that decision of basically, how do I want to die today? Do I want to attempt to get out of here by going back in this room, or do I just jump? And many did jump that day. And I think those were the hardest parts of just feeling helpless, not being able to do anything. As many first responders did try going back up in the building and losing their lives as well. Just a tragic, tragic day. And the days that followed brought us together like no other time probably since Pearl Harbor. And so the fact of 9/11 and the events that happened yesterday, and I hope and I pray that our nation can get back there once again, but I don't see it happening, unfortunately. I really don't. Not right now. Not with what I'm seeing online and the conversations and the things that people are saying. We are far, far, far away from that day 24 years ago. As a nation, as a species, as human beings, we are far, far away from where we were just 24 years ago. If you guys want to share your remembering of that day and where you were at, and if you have a personal connection maybe to it and you knew somebody, feel free to call in or text in at any time and we'll get that on the air. 661-842-5376, 661-842-KER. And we'll get to a break. On the other side, there is plenty to talk about. Like I said, I'll catch you guys up on the latest on the assassination of Charlie Kirk yesterday on a campus in Utah. The FBI has released photos, not saying too much else, but we'll tell you what they did say. City Council did have a meeting last night. I looked at a little bit of it. I'll tell you what went down. A former Kern County Sheriff's detention deputy facing felony charges for DUI has his hearing postponed. We'll get you the details. Target has made an announcement regarding Taylor Swift. You guys know I'm a Swiftie. Well, I want to keep listening for that. And plus, how much is Facebook going to pay you? Did you get your email, Chris? Did you get an email that says, hey, Facebook settlement can be expecting a check? Ooh, I'll tell you how much to expect. Maybe you'll be able to boost one of your posts or something. I don't know. Could have given me a credit for more than that. I'll tell you exactly how much you are going to get. And there was something else. The city, I believe, is exploring a new way to open up some jail beds. Tell you what I found out. All that, so much more. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be right back.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Ralph Bailey Show, weekdays from 3 till 6 p.m.
So they're releasing excerpts of Kamala Harris's new book, 107 Days, which of course is her implication. I didn't have time.
Both of these things are broken. Look, guys, look at it.
Not to anybody's surprise, I guess.
Both
She
of them.
throws
It's like
Joe
I'm writing with shotguns
Jill
here.
and the administration, totally under the bus.
On News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Mom, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotion. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. Consequently, they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-399-7272. 800-399-7272. Again, that's 800-399-7272.
I was always tired, sleepy, and had no energy.
I had relentless, debilitating headaches.
Valley fever has many faces and impacts people differently. If you have a lingering cough, fever, or painful breathing for more than 2 weeks, talk to your doctor.
I am Quan Louie.
I am Bryn Kerrigan.
And we are the faces of Valley Fever.
Visit currentpublichealth.com to learn more.
The Charlie Kirk Show, weekdays at 6 p.m. on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the JR Show.
And the greatest is love. Welcome back. It's the JR Show. I'll tell you what, the best place that I was in last night, church. Took myself right to church last night. I told you guys I was, and it was the best thing I probably could have did. I told my daughter, I said, I want to go to church tonight. She's like, okay. So we made our way up to Canyon Hills. And I even admitted to a pastor this morning. I said, typically, you know, I'll sneak in. I used to, about 5 years ago, show up about an hour before church started. Now I sneak in during worship music. But last night I said, no, I want to make it for worship. I need worship in my life right now. I need prayer in my life right now. And I just need to be surrounded by the body of and the people of God. And there was no better place. They obviously mentioned it, and we all went into small groups of where we were sitting and began to pray, not just for Charlie Kirk and his family, but the nation, our leaders, also for the people that had to witness it, because we're not even taking it into that account, right? They're estimating a crowd of 3,000 people just witnessed a man get assassinated. You have to think of the trauma that those people, especially those closest to the front, and what they saw. I mean, heck, the video I saw was traumatic enough. I couldn't even imagine being there. I know people that were telling me they saw the video and they wish they wouldn't have. I warned everybody. I didn't send it to anyone. I said, if you want to see it, I have it. If you don't, and I'll suggest you don't. And a lot of people said they didn't want to, and I respected that. That's not something, and people do it all the time. They'll text it to you, and you'll open it up, not realizing what it is, and then you see it, and you can't unsee it. Don't do that to your friends. Don't do that to anybody. Not if you're going to send them a graphic video. But all those videos are circulating online. It shows us kind of how media and social media cover things differently, where media outlets like your big ones, Fox, ABC, CBS, none of them showed videos. None of them. There's two very distinct angles that are circulating online. The one from the distance that was up on a building overlooking the crowd, and then the close-up one. But none of the major media stations would show them. Social media had them all over the place. I even saw two different angles from behind after the shooting of his team carrying him into the SUV and speeding off. And so it's just, for the people that were there, I also pray for them. We can't forget about them because they are also victims in this. And I mentioned before, it's 9/11. And what happened 24 years ago, and I'm not comparing Charlie Kirk's assassination to 9/11, but the way that we reacted then and the way that we're reacting now is polar opposites. I think I'm going to take a break from, I'll still post some stuff. I'm not going to post anything political. I'm not going to post anything about the assassination of Charlie Kirk because I don't want to get engaged in the conversations anymore. I did last night, and it saddens me. It really does. I have to remind myself that my hope doesn't come from man constantly, because man is disappointing so much right now. People are finding ways, people are taking things that Charlie Kirk said and using that to justify the way that they feel about this. People are taking quotes that Charlie Kirk said. I read one person say, well, Charlie Kirk said that, there has to be some deaths. That's the cost of the Second Amendment, that there will be some deaths. People that didn't agree with him are now using his words to justify their feelings. I hate to say joy. I hate to say that they're gleeful, that they're celebrating, but it's almost that they are. And it just makes me lose faith in humanity. Like, where are we at? You can disagree with somebody all you want to, but you should never wish death upon anybody. I don't understand. So I have to take a step back from social media. I got into it with some other people, and I try and social media is an echo chamber like nobody's business. The algorithm and the people, you only follow people that share the same ideas as you do. And so if I jump into one person's post about something and say, hey, but have you ever thought about this way? 10 of their friends will just start attacking you. I just got to step aside and just go, I'm out, you guys. We get so, I don't even want to call it brave, more idiotic, I would say, on social media. And we say some of the things that we would probably never say standing next to somebody. It just makes me sad. Sad. Got to get to a break. I will give you the latest on the details from the press conference about the Charlie Kirk assassination after the news break. This is the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be right back.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. The shooter who assassinated conservative activist Charlie Kirk and then vanished off a roof and into the woods is still at large more than 24 hours later. Federal investigators appealed Thursday for the public's help by releasing a pair of
All right, let's jump in the chat, you guys. If we made the gun laws less strict, would that have stopped it? I'm not sure what exactly you're asking there, but I know you're trying to make a point. Which Taylor Swift album would you recommend? Let me get back to you on that one, Sergio. I got one under here. I think it's the one, but there's a few of them. Folklore is one of my favorites. Yes, good to see you at church too, my friend. Good to see you. God is good, lifting you up, Holmes. You too, brother. I do it every day at 2:30, and I should read them on the air, but I'll share it with you guys here because every day at 2:30 I get a Bible verse sent to me. Today's is Psalms 27:14. Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. Amen to that. All right, you guys, I need to find my water. I'll be right back.
Democrats in Kern County have expressed support for Kirk Online. I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour or when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I just got my Grid Doctor 3300 solar generator. It charged fast, and now I've got peace of mind for the next blackout.
It powers my refrigerator with absolutely no problem. Very satisfied.
Living in Florida, I'm always worried about hurricanes, but this gave me confidence going into the storm season.
The night we lost power, it was freezing. I plugged in my electric blanket, slept warm all night, and still had battery left in the morning.
I love being able to use this inside and not having to deal with gas, exhaust, and loud noise from a gas generator.
These are real customer reviews of the Grid Doctor 3300 solar generator. Order now at mypatriotsupply.com to get a complimentary expansion battery, a $1,200 value, free with your order. This is a limited time offer. Go to mypatriotsupply.com to get your solar generator today. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
The Ralph Bailey Show, weekdays from 3 till 6 p.m.
I don't know what's worse. The fact that this Ukrainian refugee was murdered on August the 22nd and the media is now just catching on, or the fact that she sat there and bled to death and people literally turned her back on her. Literally turned their back as this woman bled to death on a Charlotte train.
On News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Armstrong and Getty Show, weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the JR Show.
I love it. I love when that happens. Welcome back. It's what's that?
The fact that he didn't know what.
Yeah, watch the phone line there. Watch the phone line, sir. 661-842-5376. 661-842-KERN. Welcome back. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. Streaming on YouTube, just go to YouTube and look up Kern Radio. You can follow us, subscribe, hit the notification bell, like the video. Helps boost it up and gets it out to more and more people. And you can find us on social media. Just search up Kern Radio on Facebook, Instagram, and X. I am also out there, JR Flores, or why not JR? Do we have anything on the text board, sir? 661-842-KERN, 661-842-5376.
At the moment, no.
No, I know that some people were jumping in the chat. Somebody said that my buddy Daniel was happy to see me at church last night. Always good to see you, boy. Always good to see you. Just take off that Broncos hat. Told him last night, I said, how do they even let you in church with that thing on?
They got a good defense this year, though.
Not scared of the Broncos. Who's their quarterback?
Sleep on Sean Payton.
Who's their quarterback?
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix proved himself.
Bo Nix.
I love me some Bo Nix.
Well, who was it last year?
Bo Nix.
Oh, I thought it was Russell.
Oh, that was
He
2
got
years ago.
benched. Oh, it was 2 years ago. See, I don't keep up with the
No,
Broncos.
they kicked Russell's butt out and sent him to Pittsburgh, and then Pittsburgh kicked him out and sent him to New York.
And he's not even starting in New York,
Oh,
though,
he's starting in New York.
is
But
he?
he's about to get kicked out again.
Oh.
He needs to get him.
He just needs to retire already
get him.
and go. What's his wife's name? Sierra?
Sierra.
Yeah, just go off with Sierra. It'll be
Go
fine.
raise Sierra's kids while Chico makes the money.
Yeah, they don't need money. They'll be all right. They'll
Like
be.
Beyonce with Jay-Z. Jay-Z, you don't need to work. Beyonce makes plenty.
Jay-Z's a billionaire.
No.
Beyonce don't need to work. Shoot. There was a press conference today for the Charlie Kirk assassination. Watch that, but he said he's calling in, so watch that. I don't know.
I'm watching you.
I don't know if he is. Is that him? We're about to get a no. Let's make sure the phone line works. I'm
just checking the dial tone.
we got it clear for you, Donnie. Donnie was wondering, what do you mean jail beds? The shooter who assassinated conservative activist Charlie Kirk is still on the loose. They have obtained footage of him from the rooftop. They believe that he escaped from the opposite side of the roof after the shooting. They have also released 2 photos of the suspect. Can't tell exactly where he is at. They say they have a lot of footage of him. I imagine they did. At yesterday, I said there has to be some sort of closed circuit TV that the campus uses for security all over. I would imagine there is not a single place on that campus that isn't covered some sort of way by camera. I can almost be certain of that, but they said he then escaped into a neighborhood. They found the gun in a wooded area along the path where the shooter went. They haven't yet named the suspect. The photo they released is a person in a hat, sunglasses, and a long sleeve black shirt. They said he blended into the crowd well, almost appearing as a college student. But other than that, they're still not releasing too many of the details. 661-842-5376. 661-842-KERN. Who's on the phone line, sir?
The sheriff.
Sheriff Donnie Youngblood. Good day, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well, JR. How are you? For a busy hell week, I'm doing okay.
It's been a stressful week for me. Yesterday was tough, Sheriff. It hit me a little different. Charlie works in radio, and I'm not comparing myself to Charlie Kirk. I said yesterday, I'm not even on the level of Ralph Bailey, but it hit me different.
Not for that.
You ain't right, Sheriff. You know he's listening.
Well, I wouldn't have said it if I didn't think he was listening.
Right. So what did I say that piqued your interest there, Sheriff, that made you call in?
Well, you talked about jail beds and you had information, and I have received a call that they're having a meeting or a press conference tomorrow, forming a jail task force with the county and the city. Only the county's not involved in it.
No, I have a thing that they're going to have a press conference. Yeah, tomorrow at 9:30. I don't even know I'm supposed to read this, but I am anyway, Sheriff. You know me. I don't care. They can stop sending me the press releases if they don't like it. But the city of Bakersfield will hold a press conference with City Council member Bob Smith on the city's efforts to create a joint task force to identify solutions to create more available jail beds.
Well, this word task force, what I agreed to do was to meet with the city managers if they wanted to and tell them the same thing I've been telling them all along. JR, it's as simple as this, and maybe you can understand it better than Bob Smith did. We fed cap, meaning release early, 30 to 40 people every day.
Wow.
From jail early because of lack of jail beds. So if you use those numbers and we were to be able to open Max Mead tomorrow, it would be 10 days and it would be full. You follow the math?
Oh, yeah.
And we'd be right back where we're at right now. We don't have the employees. We don't have the money to open it. We don't have the viable candidates that are applying to as quickly as we'd like. So we're really kind of stuck. We're also we're required to open a mental health wing at Laredo. That sucked up a lot of the staff. So I've explained this all to Bob, and I don't know what, maybe we could build green roads out to Laredo and put them all on bicycles or something.
You said it, Sheriff, not me. Yeah, I don't understand.
You were thinking it though.
I was thinking a lot of things, but I don't understand what they're doing. That says Councilmember Smith, City Manager Clegg will be joined by other local partners for the press conference in front of the West Stairs at City Hall South on Truxton. I don't know what they're going to say.
Well, the last time that we approached this, they said they wanted the inmates to be booked in the jail when they're sentenced to jail. They're remanded to the custody of the sheriff. They would then want me to release those inmates to Taft PD and let them house them in their jail. Only we'd still have the liability. So I would have another agency monitoring my inmates.
Wow.
And us to accept the liability. That isn't going to happen. I would never agree to that. I don't think the city council understands the sheriff doesn't work for the board.
No.
The city police chief works for the city manager. The sheriff works to the public, answers to the public, not to the board of supervisors.
You're an elected official.
And that's not knocking the board. We have a great working relationship. And the board has been very helpful in filling vacant positions. We've hired 400 people in the last 2 years. So we've really been on a hiring frenzy, but we haven't been able to staff our jail. It's just we lose employees because of retirements and bad behavior and places they want to go to some other place else. Not as quickly as we were. We now have, I would say, a positive number the last couple of years where we were losing more than we were hiring for forever. Now we're hiring more than we're losing, but it's going to take some time.
What do you think that people don't want to become sheriffs or at least work inside of the jail portion of it?
Well, it's not. It's a great job. I mean, it's not hard work, but you have to put up with inmates all day, and some people don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And I started at Laredo as a correctional officer. I worked with inmates. It's a great opportunity to get your foot in the door. But I saw I heard your post or your comment that there's going to be a task force, and I went, wow, that's.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've asked in previous years, Sheriff, well, what are the thoughts on a city jail? Has the city ever thought about, doing their own jail and not putting it so much on the county? Or how much? Go ahead.
It's a great question. I offered Laredo Max Mead to the city. You take it, we'll rent it to you for real cheap, and you can staff it.
Really?
I want no part of that liability.
Wow.
And rightfully so, because there is a lot of liability.
Yeah, you take a lot on with that.
You do. And they can pull some of their officers off the streets, 35 of them, and open that facility and rock and roll. But I'm not going to, it's taken the last 5 years to be able to staff my substations to acceptable, barely acceptable minimum. And so we're not going to start pulling those people off the streets. We have the same problem the city has when we arrest someone. We take them to Laredo, they're booked, and they're kicked out early.
24 hours, most of them are kicked out.
They're part of the 30 to 40 that are fed capped every day. But what we do, we have a classification team that releases the ones that are least harmful to our citizens. So you can't release a felon who's committed a violent crime to keep a quality of life inmate.
Right.
It's the world we live in. It's the new norm. The world's just totally different. And I understand the city's frustration. I feel the same frustration, but they're not listening.
Do you think it's for you? Is it more of do you need more resources, money to be able to hire, or is it just the people?
Well, first of all, you have to have more money. Then you have to have room to have an academy. And we had 3 academies going at one time, and we don't have room for that. We can only run really 2 at a time, and those take time. And then you have to have viable candidates.
Yeah.
We have a detention academy right now. It's going with 14 people in it. We could have 40 in it, but we have 14.
Goodness. Has the city offered you anything in terms of help to get beds opened up or to hire people, financial help or anything like that?
Talk of money, but money isn't the only issue.
Well, yeah, that's why I asked, is it money or bodies? You know what I mean? And it sounds like it's both.
Bodies. And you can't just go in there and work in the jail. You have a certain amount of training to work in the jail because it's different than working the streets. And my staff's frustrated because we can't keep them, but it is what it is, and we're not going to keep a quality of life crime and turn a violent felon loose. We just simply can't do that.
And the state isn't helping any. I mean, we had the.
I have 115 state inmates in my jail right now waiting to go to state prison. They've been sentenced to state prison. The state won't accept them all at one time.
Wow.
And that number stays there. We have about 40 that have inmates that are doing multiple years in the county jail, which is not designed for that. Prior to realignment, 1 year is the maximum you could do. Now you can do 40 years.
That's that, and we're only making more arrests with the passage of the proposition that made it a little stricter on crime, right?
That's correct. It's a very complex issue. There's no simple answer to it. The city's simple answer is to give us more jail beds, and if I could magically do that, I would do that, but it wouldn't fix the problem.
Well, that's why I didn't. That's why when they were trying to pass the proposition to make it tougher, impose tougher sentences, and I said, but that's part of the problem. But then what are we going to put these people?
Yeah, Prop 36 was a good thing.
It was, but the state hasn't done anything to help with it, to help finance it, or help put these people actually in jail and keep them there.
The state, in fairness to the state, they have 56 jails that they take inmates from every day. They can only accept so many a day because just logistics. We're backed up to, I think it's 115, 116 inmates.
Wow. Wow.
But if they'd come and get them today, I'd have 116 new beds.
Yeah, opened up.
Now, in fairness to us, we offer the city 10 beds for frequent flyers. If you have people downtown that are frequent flyers, when you book them, tell us, we'll keep them. And they have 10 beds. Yesterday, we had eight beds filled, 2 vacant.
And they use those? They do utilize those?
They were using eight of the 10 yesterday, and we will hold those people if they're frequent flyers for as long as we can.
Right, and
we're
that's
trying to do our part, but it's as if they don't understand that we have the problem too.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to say at this press conference. I'll be there tomorrow. If you want me to ask them anything, Donnie, I'll be.
You can do whatever you want, but I won't be there. The county's not going to be there. I've already checked with the county; they're not going to participate. I've dealt with this. I've agreed to meet with all the city managers they want. They've all heard it before. There is no solution at this point, and I can't magically fix it.
Yeah. Without the resources, without the bodies and the detention officers, you're kind of stuck too.
If we started an academy at 40 tomorrow, it would be 6 months before they graduated, and then we'd put them through field training and get them to work. But in the meantime, how many are we going to lose?
Exactly. It's just,
I can't answer that because I don't know the answer.
You don't, and you don't know. Some guys, retire early. Some guys just want to get out already and had enough.
Some people, it's just not for them.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of good employees that are better staffed today than they were. And we were on forced overtime for 5 years.
Wow.
And now we're much better off, and we're on the road to recovery. But I can't fix this problem overnight.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they have to say. I'll be out there and I'll let you know, Sheriff. I appreciate you calling in.
You got it. Anytime, JR.
Thanks, Sheriff. Thank you.
Right.
Sheriff Donnie Youngblood. He heard me talk about I just teased it. You said the city's looking at a way to open up new jail beds. I love that the sheriff listens. I didn't call him. I didn't tell him. I didn't text him. He just listens. That's keeping your ear to the streets. I'm going to take some of this information that the sheriff just gave me, and I will head over to the press conference tomorrow. I'm not even supposed to know if I'm supposed to tell you guys that. It says invitation only. So I don't know if because I was invited that I get plus ones. So I can't say if y'all can come with me to this. Because it says clearly, if you can see on the YouTube there, I'm going to get in so much trouble. The city hates me already. I don't care. Stop sending me press releases if you don't like it. I am a member of the media, though, so good luck with that. Sheriff Donnie Youngblood calling in as the city is prepared to hold a press conference tomorrow at 9:30. Bob Smith, Ward 4 city councilman. City manager will be in attendance. Mr. Christian Clegg. Says interviews opportunities with Councilman Bicycle Bob and the city manager will be available following the ceremony. Oh boy, you better believe I will have my microphone in hand. Got a couple of questions. So, Bicycle Bob, I was just talking to the sheriff yesterday. Stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss tomorrow's show. Plus, also coming up tomorrow, Pastor Ron Vietti out at Valley Bible. They've got their 50th year anniversary celebration going on this weekend. It is a What the Faith Friday. We'll talk to Pastor Ron Vietti, and you'll hear about the press conference for the city trying to find more jail beds. Thanks, Sheriff, for calling in. Always appreciate you. Got to get to a break. It's the JR Show. It's Current Radio. We'll be right back.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180.
Somebody asked me a couple of weeks ago, you guys, they said, JR, why do you always stir the pot? And I said, because the pot needs stirring. If you don't stir the pot, your beans are going to burn. Just saying. I'm stirring the pot.
South Park has pulled scheduled repeat of recent South Park episode following Charlie Kirk's crossing.
Well, they're supposed to show his.
They pulled all of the reruns
That have him in there.
Yeah, of where Cartman does his entire thing about him.
It's open for business starting at 6 p.m. The Stockyard? What is that? Well, it's a little speakeasy right next to Casey's Steakhouse from the folks that brought you Casey's Steakhouse. Go up, there's a rope, there's a carpet, ring the doorbell. When they ask what's the password, tell them, why not JR? Walk through the doors and you'll be transported into another atmosphere. One of the finest establishments, if not only in Bakersfield, Kern County, and all of California. Haley behind the bar is going to take care of you. They have an extraordinary selection of whiskey, plus a lot of specialty cocktails. They'll have live music over the weekend, little acoustic sets just to set the mood for you and your date. Checking out a show downtown, perfect place to go before. It's the Stockyard, 2525 F Street. Don't forget the password. Why not JR?
Get ready, Bakersfield. It's time to set the stage for the Ultimate Cooking Challenge. The Chopped Challenge cooking competition returns to the Kern County Fair on September 19th. Watch as teams of high school students and school nutrition directors take over the frontier stage as they race the clock to create healthy dishes in front of a live audience. In its second year, this Ultimate Cook-Off is presented by Blue Zones Project Bakersfield and the Kern County Fair. Follow at Chopped Challenge Bakersfield on Instagram for updates. Don't miss all the delicious fun of Chopped Challenge on September 19th.
Millions of fans agree. This Christmas tradition rocks. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert, presenting The Ghost of Christmas Eve, the best of TSO and more. November 25th, Dignity Health Arena. Tickets on sale Friday, September 12th at livenation.com and AXS.com. Don't miss this season's most exciting concert experience. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert.
The Charlie Kirk Show, weekdays at 6 p.m. on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the JR Show.
Little Soundgarden. Chris Cornell. I didn't appreciate him, I guess, as much when he was alive. It wasn't until he passed away that I was like, you know what? He had a really good voice.
You never do.
He really did.
I feel like a lot of people did that with Chester Bennington too. With Linkin Park.
Yeah.
We all loved them, but then when he died, they really loved him.
Yeah. I got to see Linkin Park. I never got to see Soundgarden or Chris Cornell. I know they came here when he was doing the, what did they call themselves? The Rage Against the Machine with Chris Cornell.
Yeah.
What was it called though? It wasn't.
It was
That's not what the name of the band was.
No, but I know what you're talking about.
But it was essentially the band was Rage Against the Machine, which is the different frontman, Chris Cornell. And that's, I think, when I lost, I was like, I can't.
That's been happening forever, though.
I'm a big Rage Against the Machine was, one of my favorite bands. And I couldn't see a different guy singing in front of them is all. Because it sounded the same almost. They didn't change their sound too much. Just a different voice. And
I usually say when a band has to change lead singers, it usually kills them.
Yeah. And it killed the new lead singer because he's dead. Oh. So thanks, Chris.
That's not what I meant.
That's not what you meant. 661-842-5376. 661-842-KERM. Want to thank the Sheriff Donnie Youngblood, for calling in. I had only teased it. I didn't even know the full gist of it. All I got was a press release today that said there would be a press conference tomorrow with Bob Smith, Ward 4 city councilman, and the city manager talking about starting a jail bed task force or something. And the sheriff heard that and sent me a text and said, I'm calling in. And the sheriff is welcome to call in at any time during the day. Do we have anybody else wanting to text in, sir?
Yeah, we got a couple.
Who do you got?
Someone just texted in, Audio Slave. Thank you.
Audio Slave. There you go.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh,
that's the name of the band. Audio Slave.
My dad was really into Audio Slave.
Yeah, they were good. I just didn't give them any time of day because, like I said, it was two bands mashed together. And but now I'm like, oh, yeah, they were pretty good. They're pretty good. What else you got?
Since the bed and Laredo are low, are they just going to house the violent?
I mean, at some point, when you run out of room, you do have to decide which guys come and which guys stay and which guys go. And that's kind of what the sheriff was saying. Look, we don't have room for these low level, and I hate to even say it like that because when it's happening to you, it's not low level. It's not just property crime. It's affected you personally. But if we don't have room for the guy that's, you know what I mean, breaking into cars, lifting door handles as he's walking through Oleander because the sheriff's got 150 state felon inmates, who would you rather have out on the street at that point? I know that's not what we want to hear, but that's just the reality of the situation. So I'm very curious to see what they say at this press conference tomorrow. Bicycle Bob, and got to come up with a nickname for the city manager. I don't have one for old Christian Clegg, but we'll figure something out. What else you got on the old text line there, sir?
That's the price we pay for having our Second Amendment. Do I really need to say who said this?
Is that what they're saying about Charlie Kirk?
Charlie, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what everybody keeps using now.
Well, yeah, because that's what he said. And now the people that, and it's only and I called somebody out yesterday for it. I said, it's the people that didn't agree with him are now trying to use the things that he said to justify their feelings towards his death. And that is a different human being altogether. You are special. That takes a special kind of detaching yourself from humanity. It really does. You can listen, you can chime in still, but I do not agree with that. Got to get out of here. Make room for the Ralph Bailey Show coming up next. It is a Thursday, so that means Michael Turnipseed from the Current Taxpayers Association will stop by, plus Daniel Petrie with Messmaker Petrie Wealth Advisors, get you all kinds of financial information. Stay tuned. Tomorrow we have Pastor Ron Vietti from Valley Bible. They have their 50th anniversary celebration going on over the weekend. We'll tell you about the history of the church and how you can attend. And what else? I know there's something else. Oh, yeah, I'll be at the press conference, so I'll definitely get you the latest on all of that. Got to get out of here. It's the JR Show. Hey, be good to each other out there. Lily, Dad loves you.
This is AM 1180 KERN. Green Acres. This is 96.1 FM. Bakersfield. Online at KERNradio.com.
Break.
The sheriff calls in, boy.
The sheriff dropping one on Bicycle Bob. Yeah, we can create bike lanes all the way to the jail if you'd like. That was funny. Hey, you guys be good to each other. See you tomorrow.